preseason. Here it is. Alright, guys. First look, preseason 2022 overview. Okay, first of all, can we stop pretending like we're going to call every season by the number? Like, can we stop pretending that this is not going to be season 12? This is not season 2022. No one's going to call it that. Literally nobody. 0 people on planet Earth are going to call it that, guys. Riot, stop pretending. I think they do that because it makes it seem like less cumbersome to get into. Like, if you're getting into a new video game and it says season 12, you're probably going to be a little intimidated. And you're like, oh, I'm so late to the party. But season 2022, oh my gosh, that's this year. That's current year. I'm not late to the party, guys. But seriously, everyone's going to call it season 12. Alright, let's see what we got. From changing Summoner's Rift with Rise of the Elements to building up and refining the item system with the Mythic Forge update, the last 2 preseasons focused on reimagining and revamping long-standing elements of League's base game. This year, rather than focus on re-envisioning one particular area of the game, we are focusing on places in our current systems to strengthen and expand on. Uh-oh. Wait, so this is the first preseason where they haven't, like, done a big revamping of something. Here are high-level goals. Improve and build upon existing game systems. Reward progression in a more meaningful way. Okay, this is good because God knows there's some game systems that needs improved and built upon. I don't like this word progression because this is all, like, completely superfluous stuff. When games talk about progression, they're talking about, like, outside of the game. They're talking about, like, ooh, you know, mastery level 7 achieved, and, oh, you unlocked a new summoner icon. So I really don't like when Riot focuses on things like progression, because none of this is in-game. None of this actually affects the game. While we're not doing a giant sweeping overhaul, we're also not downscoping the level of work this year. Okay, so let's get into what you can expect in preseason. Existing systems, dragons. Original goal was to increase game-to-game variance by creating a variety of distinct and memorable adventures for players to masters. I'm gonna be real. The different types of elemental dragons have literally 0 effect on the gameplay. I don't know about you guys. Maybe there's a few champions where with the mountain dragon, where the rocks come up, and like some champions can like use that, like Poppy and Camille, like they can use terrain in interesting ways, but it really, I feel like they kind of just missed the mark there. It's cool thematically, but if it has very, very, very little impact. You don't say, oh, it's a fire map, so we're gonna strategize this way, you know, we're gonna play around this. You just don't. Like, it looks cool and it's thematically cool, but they didn't really affect anything. The actual buffs of the dragon make huge game impact. Like, there's a big difference between an Infernal Soul and a Cloud Soul, for sure. Rise of the Elements brought up map terrain transformations, new powerful Dragon Souls. This is cool. This is a cool idea that just didn't really, like, come to fruition, I feel. A game-ending Elder Dragon. I think Elder Dragon's fucking awesome, too. I just think it's awesome. These changes largely succeed in making each game feel more unique than the last. With that said, we think there's room for us to expand the possible unique environments players find themselves in. Oh, okay. So they're literally working on the stuff that I said didn't really do anything. Contribute their unique matches and alter how the game plays out after the map transforms. Expanding the thematic possibilities of what empowers a dragon and how that empowers champions. Okay, cool. I mean, that sounds good. You can expect more updates and thoughts on our works on Dragon later this year. Items. Oh my god. Guys, please, dude, I would be so happy if, like, all of this, if what it just said is we're reverting items. That's all I need to see. What is that, 4 or 5 words? We are reverting items. But they're never going to. Items are the biggest failed system update I have ever seen in my entire life. The Mythics ruined some champions. It introduced game-breaking, unbalanceable aspects to other champions. Like, Stridebreaker giving bruisers a dash. We actually had to play in a world where Garen had a dash for like 6 or 7 months. And eventually, they just retooled it, took away the dash, and reworked it into something else completely game-breaking. Moonstone was garbage, and then it's God tier, and then it's garbage, and then it's God tier, and then it's garbage, and then it's God tier. It's unbalanceable, right? You can't add these types of items, because the problem with the mythic items is that it felt like instead of empowering and, like, powering up a champion, something that a champion is already good at, it filled in the weaknesses of champions. So the game just becomes completely unbalanceable. Like, immobile ADCs now have a dash. Like, You can't balance an immobile ADC. They're supposed to have weaknesses and strengths. So when you give them a first item, because everyone builds Mythic first, that fills in the weaknesses of the champion, the game becomes incredibly uniform and unbalanceable. It was a failure. Please just tell me they're like actually significantly looking at. I think support's got. Oh, okay. Well, right here, more Mythic options for supports, so that's good already. I think certain champions, even outside of the support role, are just completely unplayable because of Mythics. I think it's unbalanceable. It's just a mess. So let's see what we got for us. The Mythic Forge update brought a lot of change to itemizations. We originally set out to ensure that all champions are able to make different strategic decisions through item choice. That doesn't happen, by the way. Almost every single champion is locked into one Mythic. While we continue to think this is the right goal, we've heard your feedback that having to make a strategic decision about every item in your inventory isn't always desired or possible, especially in high-tension games. We still want you to make a meaningful choice at the Mythic level, but we don't want legendary items to be held to the same standard. Some legendary items should be perfect for a few champs, instead of being okay for a lot of them. There are currently a few gaps that we've noticed with this goal in mind, so we're exploring the following spaces. More Mythic options for support champs. Thank God. My biggest complaint about the support Mythic items is that they're not fun. One, you don't get the option of choosing. Two, they don't fill in the weaknesses like I talked about earlier. So bruisers get dashes, ADCs get dashes, you know, assassins can turn invisible. What do supports get? Locket. They get Locket, which is not fun to use. It's barely above average, and you have to build it on tanks. There are no other real options. So, one, I hope if everything else is going to be imbalanced and fun, we should get an imbalanced and fun item too. This is good to see. This gets a thumbs up for me. Improved legendary items for mages, assassins, and tanks. Sounds good on paper. Another thumbs up. Runes! We've continued to monitor both the use rates and power levels of runes across the system, and we think there are some good targeted changes we can make to the system. Now, I feel like I've been ragging a lot on these big system-wide changes. I think the rune system is one of the best changes they've made to the game. The old rune system was, well, the actual old rune system was just stats. It was just like, you plug in a +5 AD rune, but then there was another system called Masteries, and those are basically what became the rune system today. I think the rune system's awesome. I think it genuinely does accomplish what it sets out to do. You've got all different kinds of play styles that you can go for. Some greedy, some flashy, some, you know, stable. I think the rune system's really great. It has some of the same issues that the item revert or the item mythic stuff does, where it's like you basically can only build Aftershock on Leona, but that's fine because Aftershock does what Leona is supposed to do. It makes the Leona do what Leona does a little bit better. It doesn't like fill in the weaknesses of a champion, and very rarely I feel do we see people like abusing runes these days. Like you don't see like outside of like very very fringe cases like Aftershock Lissandra and Phase Rush Alistar. Like I feel like runes are way less problematic than the mythic items. Yeah, I mean yeah, Conquer is like overtuned, or it was there for a long time. Timo2834 coming up to 5 months. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's see what they got for runes. I just wanted to say something nice, because I do think the rune system's great. We feel the Inspiration Tree's identity has been fairly unclear, and we'd like to broaden its keystone uses. During preseason, you could expect reworked Inspiration... Yo, bring back Klepto, bro. Bring back Kleptomancy. Make Glacial an actual good rune again. And we'll be happy. If this is the only good thing that comes from preseason, I'm okay with it. Secondary rune balance adjustments. Okay, so reworked Inspiration Keystones. Now... one thing that this might happen, dude, if they rework Glacial and Senna can't use it anymore, Senna may be a dead champion, but that's getting a little ahead of ourselves. Yeah, I'd love to see, like, Omnistone become, like, an actual, like, usable rune. Like, Omnistone is a for-fun rune that is not fun to use. Klepto was basically a for-fun rune that was actually fun to use. They need to bring back Klepto, bro. And I say that as someone who, like, hates RNG. I don't know what it was, dude. Playing Klepto is actually just so fun. Okay, objective bounties. Champion bounty. Oh, no. Objective bounties? No. No. They're adding more bounties to the game. I hate the bounty system. Champion bounties act as a way to even out the game by getting extra gold from killing enemy champions that have gained a lead. Guys, the bounty system is so broken. We were literally playing a 4v5 yesterday. We're down a player. And it's putting 800 gold bounties on me as a support. Like, the bounty system is so not good. And they're actually doubling down on it. Been around for a while and have been successful. I've never heard anyone say that this is fun. I've never heard anyone say that the bounty system's successful. It's so dog. We don't plan on making changes to them. Oh my god. But we think we can give you additional ways to get back into a game when the game gets going tough. Namely in the form of objective bounties. Oh my god, that makes me want to puke. Okay, I hate this change already. Hate it, hate it, hate it. They're actually adding Zapdos from Pokemon Unite into this game. Give losing teams more strategic options to get back into the game through taking objectives. We know there could be some concerns about objective bounties, the main one being game length. Generally speaking, we think average game length is in a good spot right now. We don't want to impact it. We also don't want to invalidate the big advantages caused by skill gap. If you're just that good and dominating your lane opponent and snowballing the game, that advantage shouldn't just disappear altogether. And yet, that's exactly what champion kill bounties do. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on these changes and listen to your feedback to make sure we keep objective bounties balanced. Oh, I'm sure you will, Riot. New and updated systems. Challenges. One of the new systems we're hoping to implement during preseason is challenges. Through the challenges system, a player will be rewarded for all of the challenging You're so funny, Riot. Unique and fun goals they achieve through their games. We've designed the system to access a broad spectrum of league feats, so no matter what your playstyle is. Okay, so this looks like, what did they already add? Wait, what was the system they added where it's like, oh, you've destroyed 100 structures. You've stunned 1,000 people as Leona. What are those called? Eternals. This looks like Eternals, which nobody cared about. Like, literally nobody cared about. There's something uniquely you to shoot for and celebrate. See, this is just all, like, more garbage fluff. This is what I talked about. This is why I hate when games focus on rewarding progression. Like, I hate this type of stuff. It's all fluff, no substance. It's never done well. It's never meaningful. It just, like, I don't care about it. Alright, not much of a ranked player, but love collecting skins and champions? Oh, are they gonna give you a pat on the back for collecting skins? No way. Are you amazing at CSing, but leave the kills to teammates? Or maybe you're known for being the ultimate skill shot dodger. Challenges let you personalize and show off the exact type of player you are. Some specific... See, they could make this interesting by, like, making, like, a skill shot dodging minigame with, like, a high score and leaderboard. Like, they could actually implement this into interesting, like, gameplay, but they're not going to. It's just going to be, like, yeah, like, just another bar to fill. This is just another bar to fill, another cog in the system to keep you addicted to playing League of Legends. Like, none of this is going to be interesting. Like, oh, you've bought 100 out of 120 skins. Congratulations. Here's another dot on your blue bar. Challenges let you personalize and show off the exact type of player you are. Some specific goals we want to accomplish with the final versions of challenges are, players can track their general mastery and investment in League of Legends. Investment! They're not even trying to hide it, guys. They're not even trying to hide it. They are literally not trying to hide it. Do you love collecting skins? Do I have the challenge for you? Do you have a large investment to make? How about a challenge? This is, bro, this is so gross. Players can visualize and compare a variety of league and accomplishments. Players have many different types of challenges and accomplishments to progress and strive towards. Any player that's actually good at this game will not care about this ever, ever, ever. And I understand you don't only have to cater to the high level of play, but I just don't ever see myself... Like, this doesn't even look good or fun. This isn't even, like, the fun version of filling up bars. Gross. Progression identity updates. More superfluous bullshit that nobody cares about, man. Balance the game, goddammit! Earlier this year, we introduced the progression identity changes, aimed at adding more customization options. If it wasn't clear already, a lot of this was foundational work for challenges. Part of the concept... See, it just sucks that, like... so much of Riot's attention is spent on this garbage. It's garbage. It's complete worthless patting you on the back for just existing and playing the game garbage. Part of the concepts and explorations we showed you included a series of identity changes that allow you to customize who you are to others at a glance. Ooh, are you a blue gym kind of player, or are you a red gym kind of guy? This includes showing off your accomplishments. Hey, you know what? You know how to actually show off your accomplishments? You know how to actually show off your accomplishments? You go to op.gg and boom, you show off an accomplishment. This is how good you actually are at the fucking game. You want to show off an accomplishment? Boom. This is how you show up. This is what matters. This is what people actually care about, Riot. Not this. Not whatever Pokemon badge collecting, bar filling dredge this bullshit is. No one cares. No one cares how many poros you fed on ARAM. Nobody cares how many skins you've bought. Literally, no one cares. Please, make the game playable. Make the game playable. It's so sad. I'm getting upset though. Let's get through this. This includes showing off your accomplishments and specific challenges through tangible elements in and around the game with things like titles, tokens, and rank. Ooh, wow, guys. That sounds nice. It also includes an overall score. Oh, there's a challenge score too, guys. Nice. You got 350 LP in Master? Oh, well, I got a red gym on my profile, dude. Good God. Actually, you know what? I've just been complaining about this because it's superfluous. I think at best, this type of stuff is superfluous and, like, worthless. At worst, it's actually going to have a negative impact on your games. Because what enemies saying, like, let's say there's a challenge to kill 5 enemies. You have 4 kills, and your options are to end it mid or to go for an ego kill to get your badge. At absolute worst, it's game damaging. At best, it's superfluous. Superfluous means it doesn't matter. It means it's useless. It's just fluff. It doesn't need to be there. It has no effect. Anyways, we used this update to really examine the visual elements of our existing identity system, the progress for which we shared earlier this year. Right now, we're focusing on providing more clarity while making improvements in places like ranked and prestige levels to ensure they feel and look cohesive. So nothing about the actual like matchmaking issues, nothing about the actual ranked issues. But we got nice badges, guys. Cool. That being said, we've heard your feedback on the desire to integrate champion-specific affinity to the... What? We've heard your feedback on the desire to integrate champion-specific affinity to the personalization options. Who is giving you this feedback? As well as doing more with banners in the lobby. We'll explore what that could look like in our current iteration of challenges in the near future. Alright. I want to say, because it feels like I've definitely complained about a lot of this stuff, because I feel like a lot of this stuff is worth complaining about. There are some genuine game-ruining issues going on, and it just feels like Riot pretends they don't exist. They're adding more and more fluff on top of it without actually addressing like the underlying problems, and that's really frustrating. That being said, I know that I'm not the type of player that this stuff is supposed to appeal to. Like, I play this game thousands and thousands of hours per year. I play it at a high level. The things that matter to me are, like, rank and succeeding at the game and tournaments and, like, how good I actually am and, you know, stuff like that. This stuff, I get that there's a massive portion of the player base that will be excited to have fun badges to show off with their friends and their discords. I get it. I get it. But I just don't feel like any of this appeals to me. This does. And I do like the idea of, like, the dragon terrain. So, but this is, like, the actual game. That's the issue. So much of this focuses on garbage outside of the game. Riot, we don't want League Client to be like Facebook. We don't care. League Client is an end to the means. The League Client is supposed to get us in the game, and then we get to play an actual good game. And it seems like so much of this garbage focuses on stuff outside of the game. Achievements, badges, challenges, bars to fill, friend leaderboards. Like, none of that has anything to do with the game, man. Oh well. Oh well. So that's the preseason 2022. This ended up being way more cynical than I wanted it to be. I'm excited for like 2 or 3 things here. There's potential for like 2 or 3 things. Guys, let's do one last thing before we wrap up looking at this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for preseason 2022? 10 being literally as excited as possible, 1 being you hate this game. 3, 3, 5, 2, 2, 1, 4, 1, 3, 7, negative 3, 5, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 7, 3. Not looking good. Not looking good, guys. GG.